Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another mod spotlight. Today we're checking out EvoGUI, and it's called Evolution Factor Indicator. And this is version 0.42, and this is another wonderful mod by Narc. And basically, you got the idea, Evolution Factor Indicator. It's like 1% of the features of this mod. It's that beautiful that I don't even remember that was a feature of it. So a lot of you guys probably had a little indicator at the top before it was a big add-on, or you might have just typed in a command just to see where you're at. This little baby will tell you right on the top here in a nice clean fits really well, not a huge big button, for example, like the blueprint here, and works really good with YARM, which we covered in our last mod spotlight. So here you can see we have the biter evolution, my playtime. I have actually changed it to 82 hours. You can actually see it in, say, 2 days, 3 days, etc. Pollution, it'll tell you your local pollution, which is kind of fun. It's neat to go around on your map, for example, and hit Alt and say, oh, where's my highest pollution, and then run to it. If we run up here, you can kind of like run to your pollution and be like, oh, look at that, we have 8,300 pollution units, I am assuming. I'm not quite sure what the unit measurement is considered, but we'll go with that. I'm just using the black here, just a little better contrast for you guys on YouTube. So we have the brightness. It tells you about the brightness. It tells you 14%, so that's night. Basically 14% is when your solar panels are down. And then it shows the player. Now you can minimize and maximize and have only a certain amount of information displayed. This gear is basically everything about the mod. So here you can disable everything, or you can say only visible when you pop it up. So if we click this, it'll, oops, wrong button, you'll see it'll pop up now. Many things can be changed. For example, time and day. We were looking at that already. Show me the current planetary day since landing. Oh, that is cool. Haha. I haven't even seen that one. Day 711. Ooh, that is really cool. I didn't even realize there was that. And then this is the rounded up minutes, etc., that you can set or turn off. So there is the time and day sunlight. That's really useful to know if it's nighttime and your solar panels are going out, etc. You have the evolution factor, which has its little percent. You can show decimal. So if we click that, there you go, decimal points. Yay. Evolution factor, that's a simple one. And by the way, when I said yay, I was like, yay, you know. I might not sound so excited. It sounds sarcastic, didn't it? Kill count. Kill count is a new one. This one I begged for. This is at the bottom here. So it says I've killed 11,000 biters, 1,200 spawners, and 3,800 other objects. So that's things like a rock or a tree, etc. You know when you die and you get the whole display if you're not playing multiplayer, but more single player, it shows up the score screen. That's sort of that. Yeah, no extra options needed for that. Time played. This is where, for example, I changed it so it didn't show the days. Instead, it goes by hours, but you can set that to show 3 days and then 10 hours, 9 minutes, and 1 second. Or you can take off, for example, the seconds if you don't need that, you know, blinking. Maybe if it's a bit distracting to you. I don't know if the UI actually pauses, doesn't update as often, or if it still just kind of does something in the background. But it might be even more performance friendly. I have no clue. I doubt this really hits anything in performance anyways. So let's disable that now. And then we have player locations. This is a really awesome one. Basically for multiplayer, it is also pretty useful for single player use because a lot of people are wondering what's their coordinates. It's a simple, you know, display of coordinates where you are, so you can see my coordinates move. It doesn't update instantly because that would be quite a hit. It probably does it every tick or so. Not every tick. Sorry, 60 seconds. Oh, actually, there it says right there. So there you go. If we want like that, does that update right away? Oh yeah, there you go. So if you really needed to have it update instantly, there you have it. But that probably hits the performance slightly too much. You probably don't want that. Probably annoy you. But 60 would be 1 second. And player locations has a lot of options. He added another feature which I actually requested, show offline player. So actually, before it would show all of them, and it would be a little annoying if you're playing multiplayer. But now it does it. And here you can see we have Kane, Togi, Game Object, and Sergeant Bearju. They're all offline. It even shows where the last coordinates were. Pretty cool. So if you want to troll them and, for example, place a wall around them, where they logged off. And yeah, that's not a bad idea. Show direction the player was walking. This is actually really, really cool. Clearly not useful for me. Actually, I think he might have fixed that. Before, I think it showed a direction even though there really wasn't a direction for me. But basically, the idea is you would just go towards the player. Oh, I see. West, north. I wonder if that's new. But before, it used to have a little arrow anyways, and it probably still does. I'm not sure. You have to see it with other players. You guys will find out on your own, and it'll point to the direction of the player. So if Bearju was north, which I think he actually is north, I would go north to him. So this would change. This is really handy. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is replaced with that. Yeah, it's more accurate anyway. So Bearju actually is right in this base. Togi would have been here. So this would be northwest, and my friend game object would have been west here, which is directly west from where I was. So that actually works really well. And you can show the player index. I have that on. Normally I don't think you need that on, but it was good just to know who is who when you're typing player-specific commands, for example. And then show the surface of the player is on. Nuvis, basically he's already programmed it for the future where, for example, space, or maybe there's other planets, or in the future, it will show what planet they're on, or, surface, basically, space. And then show the direction there. And show offline players. So there you go. And last one, nearby pollution level, which we already talked about. And yeah, it's a really, really nice mod. I have a little spoiler coming up soon, probably for 4.3 maybe. Will be, hopefully, it is in the request, and he's pretty good with this. It'll show you the rocket count. So the idea we were talking, and I don't know if it's possible or if there's issues. I was a little confused by the conversation, but the idea is, the rocket display where it shows you sent 20 rockets. It's ugly as hell. I mean, we all don't like the big button here. For example, I'd love to find a way to fix this button here, the B. We don't like the looks of them. The rocket one, hopefully the score screen can be removed. I know there's an easy way to remove it myself. So hopefully we'll be able to have the rocket count actually in the GUI itself, so we don't have to be staring at the big, huge, score screen anymore in the future. And that would be really, really lovely. Anyways, EvoGUI is a really good mod. Recommended for everyone. For vanilla users, if you don't really want any mods, it's a good just display HUD kind of mod. It's almost like one of those you have to have it because it looks so good. So check the link in the description to get to the forum thread and download it today, and we'll see wonderful people next time.